Hello everyone, I'm Bungee, and welcome to episode 2 of Blockcraft Season 1. And we're starting things off today in the Nether Hub that I built in between episodes. There's been a lot going on, and we're going to talk about that very quickly. The first thing is I'm fully diamonded up. I got fully kitted out loot. I'm just running over to the villager trader hall over at Mr. Yeast's base to be able to get an unbreaking book for my shovel. Now, this episode is going to be quite an interesting one. The original plan was to create a mob farm, a XP grinder, a villager trading hall, and all sorts of things that I'm going to need. But Yeastman has already done that, and he has very kindly said that I may use his villager trader whenever I need to. So we're going over there. And then he also created an XP grinder that gives us gunpowder, bones, arrows, and a lot of other good stuff, which is also extremely good. And that's like right in the middle of our town, so it's open for everyone to use. But today, I'm gonna change that. You see, I gotta create a shop for the season. So I'm gonna sell the loot that I get from the mob grinder in my shop. Because obviously, who wants to stand up there for hours on hours on end and get the loot themselves when they can just buy it? So we're gonna be creating that. Now, how much is the unbreaking book? Aha, 33, okay. And then we'll do some mining, a little bit more trading, a little more mining. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a beautiful unbreaking book that we can now put on to our shovel. His anvil is broken, are you kidding me? I'm sure Blurbboy won't mind if I borrow his anvil a couple of times. Right, guys, so welcome back to another episode on the Blockcraft server. I'm sure you all are probably quite baffled at what just happened in the past minute or two here. And let me briefly explain to you what is going on. So, the original plans for today, like I have explained earlier maybe, is that we were supposed to build farms today. But everyone built the farms that I already wanted to build, which is fine by me. That saves me the pain of transporting villagers. But that also means that, well, I have nothing really to do for this video. So, I thought of a very interesting and cheeky plan to create an early shop on server that I think will be quite productive. So, we have an XP grinder back at spawn. This XP farm, to be exact. And, well, it has incredible drop rates. I could stand up there for an hour, not only get tens and tens of XP, but you also get tons and tons of kit as well. So I'm thinking we could start a starter shop in the shopping district for kit that we can get from up at the XP farm. And, well, we can only really get rotten flesh, arrows, bones, and gunpowder, but that's still pretty good stuff. So I'm thinking we could set that up really quickly, and then I would like to do a mining session. I might have a lot of resources, but I only got 23 diamonds. And coming up very, very soon, you'll see why in the next few episodes, I'm going to need a lot more diamonds for a little game that I'm planning to create. So 23 simply isn't going to cut it. So let's change that. And before we do go mining, I saw Ultra down in the cave, and that's just an opportunity that I cannot pass up.
Endermen are pretty simple. All you just gotta do is make sure you don't look.
Boo!
On his... Oh god! Oh, man. Jeez, Louise Bungee.
Oh, that couldn't have gone any better.
Man.
So before I went mining, I asked the creator of the server, Nuve, if we were allowed to use the Fulbright mod, which extremely helped me in this mining session today. A huge shout out to her for allowing this mod so I could find a ridiculous amount of resources. Guys, I only spent 1 hour down in the mines, which I will say later in the video as well, and I found tons and tons upon resources, and I'm super excited about that. So future plans for this episode today is that we still need to build a couple farms that others have not built yet, such as an iron farm. I need to get my chicken farm going and started. And really, we just need to grind out this episode and get a lot of stuff done, especially with the shop. I'm looking forward to making a lot of diamonds from the shop, especially in the early game, as a lot of the resources that I'm selling are very hard to come by and very annoying to get tons and tons of. So let's hop right back into this video. Alright guys, I know I said I'd do a 2 hour, but I actually did a 1 hour, and I think I ran the caves dry. Boom! I got so much stuff. 2 stacks of gold, 2 stacks of coal, a stack of diamonds, 2 stacks of iron, 2 stacks of redstone, and I just gave up with lapis halfway through. And I found, I'm not even kidding you for the meme here or anything, 6 or 7 mob spawners, like dungeons. And one of them was a double spider. That's crazy. Well, a triple if you consider the mineshaft cave's poison spawner that was next to him. It was ridiculous. So let's get these all built up and then mine down with our Fortune 3 pickaxe and see how much stuff we get. I have a feeling we're gonna get quite a lot, so let's quickly mine all this down. Alright guys, that is from 1 hour down in the caves. This kind of feels like OG Minecraft, you know, mining a Y equals 11 for 30 minutes. Like, look at all this kit. Now, we also did get a bunch of name tags and some golden apples and a notch apple from the dungeons that I found, which will come in handy when naming my dog and just having in case of any need. But this is a ridiculous amount of kit, so let's get it all sorted to where it needs to be. We need the coal in the furnaces. We need to get all of this smelted down. Okay guys, so I've been messing around in the creative testing world, and I really wanted to make this shop ugly. And I think I've done just that. I mean, copper doors, like who even uses those? And yeah, so as you can see, we're gonna be selling gunpowder, bones, and arrows. And I thought the name the Bungee store was kind of fitting, you know. Go get your own merch, Bungee store, link in description. And then inside, this is the shop. Very ugly, as you can see. And I think it makes it arguably more ugly considering the chests are green with like the Christmas theme. So yeah, but we got the gunpowder, we got arrows, we got bones, and I think they are quite reasonably priced. So that is the first shop of the season. So let's actually hop on to the Blockcraft server and get this built. And there we go. This is the first time seeing it after I finished it. And it's definitely something. I was looking in the creative testing world, and I was thinking, okay, the design that I had is way too charming, way too friendly, and way too good looking to be like an ugly build. So I thought I'd go all out with the ugly build style. And I think it definitely paid off. This just looks, this just looks horrible. So I'd say that's a build pretty much complete, and we're not even going to use lanterns because those are way too nice. So boom, here we go. Let's quickly get our chests down, then we'll run back and we'll get the resources for what we're actually going to be selling. But yeah, guys, I think this has turned out brilliantly. Oh my goodness, is this just an ugly build? Alright guys, and here it is, the shop all complete. I thought I'd grab a little birch sign just to really sell it as the ugliest shop. I'm not even gonna spell it right. I don't feel like fixing that. Maybe it is spelled correctly. Actually, I don't know. But here we are, guys. The ugliest shop is now complete. And I am really excited to make a lot of money off the Bungee store here. So guys, next plans of this episode is we actually have to build a few farms that I need to build. We need to get ourselves an iron farm set up, which means finding a village, which I might honestly just use Blurbboy's village and transport the villagers back here via the Nether hub. That might honestly be the easiest thing to do. And then a chicken farm, which includes the egg farm and the chicken, lava chicken, you know, lava chicken farm. Oh yeah, W song. Because, you know, I like my good little wheat farm, but this isn't going to be able to suit me with food forever. And until I get a reliable source of gold from a gold farm and carrots from like an on-map carrot farm, I won't be able to have any major supply of good food soon. It's just bread. And men cannot live by bread alone. So I'm going to go get a bunch of resources ready and stuff prepared, find a village, and get some stuff ready. And then we will actually start building the iron farm, which I'm very much not looking forward to. So enjoy this painful time lapse of me building the iron farm. Alright guys, the chicken farm is now finished. Alright guys, I cannot say this enough every time I do this in a world. I hate villagers. I hate messing with them. I hate using them. They always die somehow. They always get screwed up. And they're just an absolute menace to deal with. So I spent a good part of 3 hours getting a railway system set up, getting all of this stuff that you're seeing in the background moved over, testing it multiple times, making sure it worked multiple times, adding more rails in the overworld to transfer from boat to minecart, back to boat to minecart. And in all of this 2.5 hours, I got one villager. One stupid, lousy villager. This was one of the most painful, frustrating things I've ever done in Minecraft, considering I had to use the Nether. Usually I just boat them across an ocean and piston push them up, and now looking back, I should have done this because this was an absolute headache. So this just, I hate villagers. So enjoy the rest of this time lapse, and you'll see what my plan B was after this. Alright guys, so as you can tell in that 2-hour time lapse, I only got one villager over, and it took me 2.5 hours to just get that dude, and the other one I tried died, and I'm about to punch my monitor because I'm losing my mind. So I'm not going to be doing any more villager transports. I'm actually over in Yeast's base. I'm seeing if he has spare wood to make a chest, so I can, because I called him on Discord, and I said, pretty much, if I pay you to move the villagers, would you move 2 of them for me? I'll give you everything you need. It's all set up and ready to go. And he said, yeah. So, W Yeast Man in the comments, because I'm about to actually crash out. Well, actually, guys, we can't do anything until he brings over the villagers. So I guess I will see you all when he brings over the villagers. Alrighty guys, so our good friend Yeastman has brought over the villagers to here, and well, the point was to bring them to the box. I don't know if he went through. I left signs for him. So good thing I actually do still have boats on me. It's been around about 5 hours, so let's block up this area and get things ready so that we can easily get the villagers in to their new home over in our base. guys, now we have all 3 villagers secured. Oh my goodness, these were a pain, but they're here, we have them now, and next part is to actually get the materials to build the farm. So, yeah, let's grab that stuff. Alright guys, the iron farm is done. I'm very happy about how this turned out, as always, because this is the same design I use every single time I build an iron farm. So I'm super excited. It's already been producing while I've been building the rest of this. I'm going to quickly move my egg farm over here. And then once we're done that, I think I'm going to AFK this overnight, see how much iron we get, and then hopefully after that, well, we'll have a lot of iron, I reckon. I've been messing around something before I go AFK, and I have an idea for my bamboo farm. Right now, I just harvest the bamboo and craft it into the wood that I need. I've just used it all, actually, making this little test, and it actually works. So what I've got set up over here is just your basic automatic crafter. It uses 2 crafters to automatically craft. You put in what you want up here, it shoots it out here. So now, I was doing the test originally, and it shot out in many directions, so that's why I have this big test area set up. But I realized I could just place glass around this. It would shoot out and bounce onto that hopper, hopper that I placed there, and go into a chest. I don't even need all of this like chance. So, what I'm gonna do before I go AFK is I'm gonna set that up over here, right next to our automatic bone meal dispenser. We put in the seeds from our farm down here, and it gives us bone meal. I'm gonna set that up right back here, and whenever we harvest our bamboo, we can just toss it in there. It'll make us wood, or at least the bamboo planks, the bamboo, and then we can craft that into wood, or whatever we need to craft it into, and eventually we could probably set up another one to automatically craft that into the wood. So, let's go get that set up. It should be relatively easy to move over, so let's get that. I have enough glass to surround it, I believe, so this should go quite smoothly. Alright guys, and just like that, it's set up over here. So this is all set up. Let me do a quick test with the bamboo just to ensure that it does indeed craft what we want it to, and it works. I'll be moving the bamboo farm at some point underground, as well as this farm. I'll be moving like all my food farms at some point underground. I don't know quite when, but they will be moving there eventually. Okay, there we go. We got a bunch of bamboo, so hopefully this should all craft up nicely. I almost put in there. This should all hopefully craft up nicely into some bamboo blocks and end up correctly here in the chest. Let's just make sure this is dispensing. It's dispensing. Went into the hopper. Boom, block of bamboo, guys. Alright, now let's go AFK. One night later. Alright, guys, it is the next morning, and let's see what we have iron-wise. Oh, yeah. That's good. Okay, guys, so the iron farm is working. That's very good indeed. We got like 2 double chests full, double chest and a half full of iron. That's very good indeed. I'm gonna quickly put all of that into my ender chest. Alrighty, guys, I don't even think that these will fit inside of my ender chest. I have like 7 or 8 blocks of this, so that like blocks of stacks of blocks, so that's pretty good. We might actually have to get a separate chest for iron, so let's put all of our iron inside of this chest, and this is where we can keep it. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I really do hope you all have indeed enjoyed this episode. I've had a lot of fun making it, and you guys really seem to like the last one, so do let me know in the comments if you guys see any farms that maybe you'd like me to build. I will definitely consider building those. And again, a very big thank you for watching this episode, and I will see you all in the next one, guys. This has been Bungee. Bye-bye, everybody.